Now, our final award of the evening. This year's Lifetime Achievement Award goes to a giant of television news. During an outstanding career in TV journalism, he's been a sub, a producer, and ultimately an editor-in-chief, chief executive, and a chairman. He was a storyteller first and foremost, but in short order became a true leader of men and women. He got printer's ink under his fingernails many years ago, but it was the world of TV journalism that captured his heart, and he, in return, captured its commanding heights. He changed the face of TV news, invented programs, seized time at the heart of the network schedule, and created a news brand that had a resonance, respect, and affection for decades, and is still with us today. As one of the industry's true innovators, he did so much more than stamp his authority on what was already being done. He found fresh ways of doing things, personalizing storytelling and mastering the evolving technologies to help him and his people tell those stories. Professionally, he was happiest in the newsroom, wrestling with stories and lead-ins, or in the control room for special programs, calling the shots, mastering the narrative of budgets, elections, and even moonshots. Other giants of our industry deferred to him as their leader, their mentor, and their friend. His pioneering influence has probably touched every person in this room. He's Welsh, and that lilt in his voice spoke to a passion for language, for understanding, and for truth. In short, for good journalism. In his 9th decade, our recipient has already been honoured by the nation with a knighthood and by universities around the world for his erudition and contribution to journalism. But tonight, I think the honour that we're about to bestow upon him from his people for what he's done for us and with us will be very special to him. Now, before he comes up to collect this award, let's have a look at some of his work in a compilation put together by ITN.
People in this country got accustomed to looking to television for the latest information and interpretation of the big event when it came.
David Nicholas joined ITN as a writer in 1960. Within 3 years, he was deputy editor. In 1967, he launched News at 10. It was the first half-hour news programme in prime time in Britain. It was David's drive and innovative approach that was behind the success of ITV's Apollo 11 coverage.
Is the lighting halfway decent?
Yes, indeed. They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar surface.
He persuaded a reluctant network to carry it. 14.5 million viewers watched the award-winning programme as a new caption system displayed information about the Eagle's speed and altitude, another first on a live television broadcast. And being first was a recurring theme throughout David's time at ITN.
What are the hallmarks of British television news? The chances are that David Nicholas invented those things. For instance, election night graphics and a machine called VT30, which actually was based on knitting patterns, and together they created some election night magic by making the forecast, the columns rise and fall.
By 1977, David had become editor-in-chief. David expanded ITN's reach with the first hour-long news programme, Channel 4 News, in 1982.
David is just the great innovator of television. You'd think that just giving birth to News at 10 would be achievement enough for one career, but then to give birth to Channel 4 News, I mean, the two best news programmes ever transmitted on British television. And he even appointed me.
David was knighted for his services to television in 1989.
We know that David is a great journalist, a great editor, but he was also a great innovator. He embraced new technology like you'd embrace an old friend. And of course, he was a wonderful inspiration to everyone who was lucky enough to work alongside him. Congratulations, David, long overdue.
31 years a great leader, pushing the boundaries of television news. But when he retired, Sir David said, it had all seemed like 2 minutes.
Well, I'm profoundly touched by that. And when I reflect on those 31 years, they seem to me to be quite small compared with the valorous and fantastic coverage that we've seen on it here tonight, and which I've watched a lot of on these historic events of the last year. I had a great friend in American television who was Walter Cronkite's producer. And I remember he was older than I, and he said to me once, "David, when you're over 80, there's not much good news." Well, Gordon, old boy, I'm over 80, and tonight has been an awful lot of good news. So thank you. I have been vastly impressed by the coverages that we've seen tonight, a lot of which I've watched at home. I can't believe, I do remember, that film had to be put through a laboratory. I'm old enough to remember, I did hear Alva Liddell saying in 1935, "The king's life is moving peacefully towards its close." So when I see coverage like this tonight, it is just stunning, and I congratulate from every winner tonight and all those people who supported them. I, for 31 years, had the privilege of leading people whose talent I admired and whose company I enjoyed. And you can't ask for more than that. Thank you very much.